All right, let's bring him in here, gentlemen. The most passionate Vikings fan we know. He has correctly predicted 3 Vikings draft picks over the last 4 years, including Justin Jefferson, noted mocker, Randy in Cottage Grove. Randy Vikes 69 on Twitter. Dude, we haven't talked to you since the Vikings fired everyone and hired Kwesi and KOC.
We cleaned house. That's what as they call it, clean house. You get a fresh, except the quarterback. They didn't want to blow him out, I guess. But that's another conversation. That if I ever catch Ziggy or Mark at a watering hole, I'm going to give them a piece of my mind about that, because I think that came right from them.
So you would have traded Kirk Cousins? Is that what you're saying?
Cut his ass. I don't care. Trade his ass. Cut his ass. I said that last year, but now I'm a team player. So if this is the road that they want to hoe, as they say, then we'll hoe it. We'll hoe, and maybe with KOC, he's a little more offensive minded. So squeeze a couple little more juice out of the orange with Jesus guy, and then we'll go from there.
Are we now calling him Jesus guy? Is this the new name?
Disrespectful. I mean,
that's fine.
He used to us yesterday.
He likes to tweet about the Jesus stuff. I don't think he did.
Listen, he can. It's a free country. You can practice whatever religion you want or not.
Look, if you want to call me keg guy, beer kegerator guy, I ain't gonna be mad about it. It's what your hobby or your.
Do you still have the Jaegerator too? Didn't you have a Jaegerator?
Down to one at the moment. One of them broke, and it's surprisingly difficult to find some of the right parts for. There are guys online in the YAG community who do 3D model, like a 3D printer part for the they can 3D print some of the parts that are no longer being produced, because the new Jaegerators don't keep it as cold as the vintage ones, and they can be tough to find parts. Absolutely.
Did you say the YAG community?
There's a lot of people who love YAG. People buy shirts, hats. You ever try it? It's great. It's delicious cold.
I tried it just once. Spent a lot of time in the bathroom shortly after that, and I've never tried it again since.
It's delicious cold, and I sometimes do just a sipper of it while I'm mocking, and and it gets the juices to flow, as they say.
Oh, all right. Well, before we give you the floor here, and just to clarify, is this a 1.0?
This is I don't do I try not to do too many iterations.
I mean, Mel Kiper's like on 4.0 now. I feel like you're a little, you come on the show and you sort of present yourself as the serious mocker, and you haven't even done one yet, and we're like a week away from the draft.
This is a full mock. We can go all 7 here, and Kiper, I met him once at a conference back when mocking was just a niche kind of a thing, and he's always looked like that. He looks like he blow in a wind tunnel and someone spilled sort of paint on his head. Like, he's a bozo.
Randy, what's going on with you? Like, you're coming on here, take shots at Cousins, Mel Kiper.
He looks freaked out all the time. Kiper, he's always looked freaked out. Like, he thinks he's gonna, see a ghost and his hair is on fire. But that's fine. He doesn't know how. He mocks for ratings. I try to actually get picks right, and that's what we'll do.
Okay. All right. Well, listen. So this upcoming Randy Vikes 69 mock draft is presented by our friends at Federated Mutual Insurance Company. All right, Federated's been around for over 100 years. They're based in Owatonna, and they are all about helping risk management for businesses and maximizing the success of businesses. So they've got a full list of all the specialized industries that they work with, and you can check them out at federatedinsurance.com, where it's our business to protect yours. All right, boys. Should we do this? Are you ready, Randy?
Yeah, you want to do the full 7?
Oh, we should clarify. No, I think. Yep. Listen, I think we love just sort of the Vikings picked 12th, and so let's just focus on the first round here. Maybe next week we can get your official one, like just for the Vikings next week.
Okay.
Who you think they're going to pick across the whole draft? But today we'd love to just focus on the first 12 picks. and what you see the Vikings doing in the first round, because you've nailed a couple first rounders here in the last 3 years on this show.
And
I
I
think
got
that's
Jadarius Robinson last year.
that's true. You got a
J-Rob.
fourth rounder too.
Yeah,
He's going to be a stud. Look, people forget about him. He got hurt. He'll be back.
Yeah, and Justin Jefferson. I mean, he's already one of the greatest players in franchise history. You nailed him. So people listen. You might think this is all fun and games, but Randy Vikes 69 is one of the most accurate Vikings mock drafters in recent history. Okay, so this whoever he has the Vikings picking 12th, you can probably take it to the bank. All right,
if we stay there.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
That's a good point.
That's true. Are you mocking trades Kuiper does now?
No, I learned my lesson on that because I one time tried to explain a bunch of trades, and one of your bozos cut me off. Said just getting too convolution, and I said, okay, fine, give you the straight beef. Here it is.
All right. Well, let's try not to get too convolution here. All right.
Okay.
Let's try and keep it pretty straightforward.
I want to mock.
So here it is. This is Randy in Cottage Grove's 1.0 NFL mock draft.
One of my favorite draft boards and classes, really in a long time. This is just, there's so many possibilities in this draft, which makes mocking it's a challenge. This isn't for the faint of heart. But I think there's a couple of sure things at the top of this round, and that starts right at the top with the Jags. They're going to take Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan. He's just an absolute stud. He's got that Harbaugh moxie, kind of got a little bit of that pedigree from old Jim. And this is a guy who knows how to wrap up. I mean, he's got a dynamite tackle factor, and he's going to add a little plus EPA to the Jags, too. I think I really like the way he's stacking up to kind of raise the water level there.
Wait a second. Tackle factor and EPA? Where are you?
Excuse me?
Are you mixing in analytics right now? What is tackle factor?
Are you sober now?
I'm modernizing. I'm modernizing. It's a bad thing if you're not curious about the new info.
Haven't you always said that football isn't played on a spreadsheet, and that get these nerds out of the football locker rooms? And now you're citing EPA.
You got Kwesi
IPA.
Magolfo Menzo, and he's bringing in all this stuff. Kwesi's doing it all, so I'm doing it. We want to get on board with this guy. He's give him a shot.
All right, yeah, dude.
All the analytics.
I love it. I love that you're evolving with the times. This is great.
Sorry, Kwesi, that people are mocking mathematics. Tackle factor is a thing. Look, Google it. It's a thing. Okay.
Well, let me just.
We're doing it right now. Phil's all over it.
This is already off the rails here. No, number 2 of the Lions, who
I'm not seeing anything for tackle factor.
Pretty much, go ahead and look it up. Pretty much year in, year out.
Okay, advancedfootballanalytics.com.
Yeah, that's a great site.
Tackle factor. Okay, so what if we looked at a proportion of all of the 49ers tackles for which Patrick Willis was given credit? He logged a total of 800 tackles in 2009, got credit for 114, which is a proportion of 14%.
He was a stud. Willis was a stud.
Stud.
Okay. All right, tackle factor. Let's get it.
This is what we got. You want to go 12 picks for an hour here? I mean, this is ridiculous.
Sorry, go ahead. Now, you just keep going.
Gosh.
Might as well just post my list on Twitter. I mean, this is ridiculous. Number 2, the Lions. Here's the thing about the Lions. Doesn't matter who they draft. They suck, and they're always going to suck. But I do love Dan Campbell. And here's a guy who they're just going to love in a kind of a Dan Campbell system, and that's Kayvon Thibodeau. Kayvon Thibodeau is absolutely just another edge guy who's going to raise the water level there. And speaking of tackle factor, he's going to instantly kind of command a big share of that for the Lions. So Kayvon Thibodeau, number 2 to the Lions. You see a couple of edge guys going 1 and 2. Guess who's going to be salivating and who's going to be real happy that those studs went 1 and 2? That's the Texans, because they just got an absolute stud lineman to fall right into their laps, and that's Ike Ekwonu. He's a guy who can come in and play right away, and then eventually he can slide over to the left and take over for Laramie Tunsil, because there's no way they're going to be able to keep Tunsil. So that's a great steal at number 3 for the Texans.
Okay. All right, can we just – I know partially it's my fault because I went on Google and was reading tackle factor. Can we pick up the tempo a little bit? Can we run no huddle here, Randy? Just
want
pick up the pace a little bit.
You just want the names?
Well, we're most curious into who you think the Vikings are going to pick. So if you could just sort of, just kind of get through these next 8 picks. Yeah.
The Jets are going to take Sauce Gardner, which is too bad because I wish he could fall, but he ain't going to fall. He's rising up the draft board. Some people think he might be the best player, period, in the draft. So the Jets get Sauce. Giants are going to take Evan Neal. I don't get to say any of my superlatives. Huh? He's 6'7". How about that? Evan Neal. He's a huge customer.
That's good.
That's pretty tall.
Yep.
That's pretty tall, yeah.
Okay. The Panthers, a lot of people think they're going to go with a QB. Not me. Not at that pick. Maybe they trade back and go QB, but if they stay there, it's going to be Charles Cross, the other lineman who's still on the board there. He's 6'5", Mississippi State. I won't elaborate, but I could. He's a stud. And then the Giants, the interesting thing here at 7 that I find just pretty crazy is the Giants have a lot of options, but there's another corner who's long. He's physical. He's the kind of guy who you just love to watch him turn, love to watch him burst too, and that's Ahmad Gardner. Just this guy from Cincy. I don't know how much Cincy you guys watched last year, but
did he already go?
You already had him going, Randy.
I think you already had him off the board.
Where did I put Sauce?
Like 4th or 5th.
2 picks ago.
Sauce.
This is all off the rails now. Here's the trouble. So,
do you have it written down or not?
If Sauce went 4, I have Sauce going twice in my top 10, and this whole thing is goofed up. I need Giants. I'm sorry if you're listening. Don't stand by.
Just stand by. Giants, hold on.
You know what?
Hold on, guys. Okay.
Time out.
That would explain why someone fell if I didn't think it was going to fall. Now the math is goofy. Okay, Giants, they're going to take Drake London, the wide receiver out of USC. A little bit of a reach maybe, but now I don't see any other option for them there because I already had Sauce go to the Jets.
Yeah, that's tough.
This is what happens when I get the notes all goofed up. I got 8 pages here.
Okay, that's really tough.
Coming up here at number 8, this is where you are going to see that first QB go off the board, and that's going to be Malik Willis. Just an absolute stud. He's going to go to the Falcons, kind of stay in the kind of southeast where he played college ball there at Liberty. And the thing about Malik Willis is he's got more in the tank than we've seen so far. I mean, kind of a smaller college guy. Yeah. There's stuff in there that could absolutely just raise the bar for the Falcons. Willis is going to go 8.
Okay.
And the thing about the thing about the Seahawks is they got all kinds of needs. And if Willis were to fall, they'd take him, but he's not going to fall. Okay, so they're going to take Kyle Hamilton, the safety out of Notre Dame.
Yeah, they love safeties in Seattle for sure.
He's the kind of guy who I wish would fall, but he's not going to fall. And then we go back to the Jets at 10. Jets got a lot of options. I already had them taking Sauce, I guess, which the Giants aren't happy about.
They could just pass here.
Well, they're not going to pass.
Well, the Vikings did that one time.
Yeah, they did once.
They ain't going to pass. They ain't going to pass. They're going to take Garrett Wilson from Ohio State.
Okay.
They need a weapon. They don't have a QB yet, but they'll figure it out. If the BYU kid's gonna be able to play, he's gonna need someone to throw to.
Yeah, that's true.
Washington, a lot of different ways Washington could go, but I think they're gonna try to add another little bit of defensive tooth to that team. It's gonna be Jermaine Johnson out of Florida.
All right. That's great. Yeah, sounds great. Awesome. All right.
Get to that Vikings pick.
Here we are. Number 12 on the clock.
Yep.
On the clock. Representing Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, Kevin O'Connell, and the Wilfs is Randy Vikes 69.
There's a guy who fell who I got to think about this now. Because if this falls like this, we can't. I might need to take a plead the fifth. Take a fifth amendment. Plead the Fifth Amendment.
You just what? No,
It's a
just
mock
make
draft.
make a pick. Who are they picking?
I got to keep it close to the vest.
What? Didn't you do this last year?
Randy, we've
Randy, we
been
just
mocking
need to
for
pick.
like 15 minutes here, leading up to the 12th pick here. Just throw a name out.
They can't. If I knew it was just Quasi listening, I would. But there's a lot of.
Well, then just pretend it's just him. Just
there's
pretend
a
it's
lot of folks who
KOC and
listen to
Quasi.
me. You always talk about how many people are streaming this, listening to this. A lot of people, I know for a fact, there's some front office guys who snoop around on my Twitter too.
You think there's NFL front office people that are scouting your takes
and listening to this show? Yeah, absolutely.
Brian Gutekunst.
So you're saying you don't want to give away an idea to NFL front offices? That's why you're not throwing a name out?
If he's there at 12, I don't want them to get his name on the radar because I don't want someone to scoop him at 11.
I'm pretty sure all of these names are on the radar at this point.
Scoop him at 10. They could scoop him at 10. They scoop him at 12, then we don't get him.
So you're not going to throw a name out?
When the whole the snafu with Sauce happened, something felt like I didn't think it would, and now I'm on the fly. I need to be careful.
Oh, wait,
here.
I'm more excited. Who is it?
I got to be careful. I can't.
Oh my gosh.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
All right.
I want to
Okay. And now he's gone.
He's gone.
He just left the room. Okay.
Didn't we have this problem last year?
Yeah,
I think he got to the Vikings pick and then he got. I think at one time he got to the Vikings pick and then became afraid of the exact same thing and refused to reveal it. But then he came back and he did. I think.
Did he have who's the? I think the Georgia kid, the edge rusher who tested out of this world. I'm pretty sure he didn't have him going anywhere. So yeah, like if that guy falls to 12th, I think.
You know what the problem is? The Sauce impacted his drafting of Sauce.
How many times did he have Sauce Gardner going there? Was it 2 or 3? I'm not sure.
Well, he referred to him as Sauce the first time, and then he referred to him by his real name the second time, but unfortunately it's still the same person.
He had like 12 months to prepare that mock draft too, right there.
Yeah.
And he just maybe he can't read his own handwritten notes? I
Yeah,
don't know, man.
maybe.
He sounded very
Sorry to the
functional.
audience. We thought we were going to get a Vikings pick there, but I guess
He
not.
sounded very functional for Randy, didn't he?
Yeah,
Until then?
he sounded sober, I guess, is the word.
Yeah,
you're
that's what I'm
going
saying.
for.
Functional. Sounded functional. It sounded like he was functioning, but then he unfortunately had Sauce Gardner going to it.
Well, we have a buffoon of the week coming up here, and I promise it won't be. I think Randy is probably in contention after that train wreck right there. Maybe he'll post the pic on his Twitter account at Randy Vikes 69. But before we get to the buffoon of the week, let's talk about a new partner here on Mackey and Judd, Spiral Light Candles. Several men who listen to this show finding a great gift for the women in their lives, Judd.
Because you know what you don't want for Mom's Day? You don't want a cliche. You don't want to get something that's a cliche. You want to surprise your wife or mom, or you know what? Maybe both. You're like, I got to get something for my wife and my mom. What am I going to get? And
jewelry's too permanent. Okay.
And there's cliche, and I don't want to name stuff that's cliched, but there's some cliche stuff too. Like it's just like mom's like it's the equivalent of a tie for dad at Christmas, right? A tie's cliche. Spiral Light Candles, though, starting at $14, is the ultimate gift that mom or your wife is going to love. In fact, we got a test kit at the house last week, and Dawn opened them up, started to burn them, and the scent is so good. The scent changes the entire aroma of the house in a good way that she immediately went online and got 4 more. She loves them. I guarantee your mom or wife will absolutely love them. They ship locally, so one, you're supporting local. 2, the delivery time is very quick. Spiral Light Candles, spirallightcandles.com. I'm telling you right now, this is a perfect gift for Mom's Day, and the aroma is sensational. I'm telling you, Sports Dad doesn't lie about this.
Awesome. All right, it's time for the buffoon of the week here on Mackey and Judd.
So that's Goofy from Disney Channel. I found a Goofy scream in our system.
That's
good.
good.
We'll use that.
Let's
for
do it again. Buffoon of the week. So, boys, what if I told you This might be the beginning of a 30 for 30 documentary at some point. What if I told you there was an umpire in Major League Baseball becoming, over the weekend, the poster boy for why we need an electronic strike zone and robot umps immediately? And what if I told you he's from Minnesota?
And
He's one of us. Jeff Nelson on Saturday, April 16th.
Oh, no.
Missed on 32% of called strikes in a game between the Blue Jays and the A's. That's right. Jeff Nelson missed on 32% of called strikes in that game. And a lot of those missed calls helped Oakland. So there's a great website or a great Twitter account and I don't even know, it's not even listed on here, but here it is, ump scorecards. It's umpscorecards.com. They literally post ump scorecards for every game.
Great account.
And the A's won that game 7-5 over the Blue Jays. And ump scorecards determined that a run and a half was earned by the A's because of Jeff Nelson's terrible ball and strike calls. So congratulations to Jeff Nelson. You are now the poster boy for why we need an electronic strike zone ASAP. He decided, this is my strike zone today, boys, and I'm going to call it the way I see it. Amazing.
And the worst part is he's like tossing guys because his strike zone was so bad that it clearly
did he toss players too?
Yeah, I believe he tossed the Blue Jays manager, if I'm not mistaken.
Of course.
They were showing it. It was just a debacle.
Yeah, they've got
it was old school.
The most impactful missed calls to where it's like high leverage. So bottom of the 8th inning, Gurriel is at the plate, bases empty, nobody out, 3-2 count, and he drew a walk to start the inning when they were like in need of a run. But nope, right. Jeff Nelson rings him up on a pitch that's 4 inches off the plate. So incredible. The Twins are playing right now, game 4 of a series here. So it's possible that, and I think they have a 2-0 lead as we record this. But on the Twins front, what a nightmare start. Byron Buxton with just a random sore knee, no structural damage, but like he's just going to be out for a while. Kirilloff out indefinitely with the wrist. Sonny Gray pulled a hamstring over the weekend. Miguel Sano has 2 hits in 9 games. Correa hasn't hit yet. Like, come on, guys.
Can somebody explain to me why Sano gets a free pass to continue playing? He was platooned, rightfully so, last June. He's awful. He's unplayable. By the way, not only is he unplayable at the plate, and I don't care about his home run. Don't give a damn.
I care.
Not only is he unplayable as far as from an offensive end, but did you see the 2 nonchalant pieces of crap that he displayed at first base on Sunday?
Yeah.
He literally closed his glove. I don't know what he did and that led to some significant problems. There was that infield dribbler that he looked completely lost on. I saw a tweet, well, what's he supposed to do? That's look like a big league player. Why does he just get a free pass to continue playing? Like, what's going on here?
Well, I can't believe I'm about to defend him, but
oh my God.
He's the type of dude that needs some time to get warmed up, to get used to it. But here's the problem. So that's the extent of my defense of him. It's like, well, he needs to see some pitches, right? And usually it's like July, and then he finally heats up.
Right.
But people are overrating the best version of Miguel Sano. Like the best version of Miguel Sano is Adam Dunn.
Yeah.
Just a guy who hits like 230 with a bunch of power, but gives you almost nothing else. Gives you minus defense. He gives you minus speed. He gives you minus position value because he's not playing third base. Or like this dude was signed as a shortstop and then got big and they moved him to third, right? Early in his, it was like middle of his minor league career. And now he's a barely functioning first baseman. So, I don't want to make the whole Twins discussion about Miguel Sano, but yeah, like at some point he is what he is, man. He's not 22 years old anymore.
But there's a complete lack of accountability now. That's my problem. It's like everybody else has to sit out sometimes, everybody else, but every day at first base right now, let's put him in. It's like, what are you doing?
Trying to get him going.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. At some point in time, this is ridiculous. And I'm so sick of it repeating itself. I'm so tired of. They finally got to a place last June where they platooned him. And I was like, okay, yes, this is the right move. And now it's back to, oh, no, we can't do that. And it's like everybody else is accountable. It drives me absolutely.
I feel like you're being too negative here. feel like you're being too negative here.
Help me out. Coming
Miguel
up.
Sano may have 2 hits in the first 2 weeks of the season, but look how much weight he's lost. Find out what Miguel Sano's diet looks like. You want to lose 30 pounds and still be bad at your job? Find out how next on Valleys.
Coming up next, the Twins didn't sign a suitable backup for Buxton despite the fact they were told to, but that's okay because Kyle Garlick is doing a lot of work in the community picking up garbage.
Hey, Garlic hit a bomb this morning, so back off, Kyle Garlic.
You know,
Yeah, man.
He also
I think he's hitting third.
misplayed a pop-up into a bomb over the weekend. I don't know if you guys. I get that like there's fans hanging over the wall in right field and it's tight quarters, but
I didn't see
he went
this. Was
back
that
on
Saturday?
He went back on a fly
okay.
ball and misjudged it by like 4 or 5 feet, and the ball bounced behind him off the top of that short fence. It's like it was. And again, like if the 3 of us were put out in that corner and said, "All right, here's a glove, catch a towering fly ball with all these fans yelling at you," it would be difficult. But he's a major leaguer. So
Yeah, and I want another apology for Dylan Bundy by tomorrow, Judd Zulgad.
is he shoving right now?
Yeah, he set down 7 straight through 3.
Yep. You'll get that
He's coming.
apology if he's still going like this in June. I'm not giving you any apology.
I love how
Nate.
you're going to dig your heels in for 2 months.
Absolutely. I've seen this before. And by the way, the Twins are as we record this, hammering Rich Hill.
Yeah, I liked Rich Hill.
I like Rich Hill too, but he's like 74 years old.
He's the stopper.
Yeah, he's the stopper, all right. Stop. Stop with it. That's what he is. Coming up next, Dylan Bundy. Remember when he threw up on the mound? We do too, and that was a great moment.
What's with these drive-bys against Dylan Bundy?
Yeah, he's
I
done
don't know.
nothing but perform well so far for the Twins.
I don't know.
And you won't even like give
You
him
know
a
what?
chance. I love how you're
That's
just
not-
like you're not even
Yeah,
starting
I
at
was gonna say that's not
approaching-
true,
no,
but that's
you're not
true.
even starting at neutral with Dylan Bundy. You're just starting from a place of disdain.
You're
You know what?
approaching Chad Beebe level hate that I have with Dylan
You know
Bundy.
why? Because
it's
I'm
weird.
tired. Because I'm tired of the Twins bringing in these recycled guys, Homer Bailey, Shoemaker.
The shoe.
I'm tired of this. I'm tired. And it's like, look at Dylan Bundy. We turned him around.
Well,
And
yeah,
then
I think
by
he's a little
June, I'll
different.
get
He was a
hammered.
number 4 overall pick, and there's some talent there, as opposed to
Well,
Homer
he is
Bailey was a
good.
first round pick, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was the
He's
shoe a
good.
first round pick?
Oh, I hope not. Bundy is good
Shoe.
as long as they call off this season approximately July 1st. He was great during the pandemic shortened season.
Okay. Do you think, gun to the head, do you think Matt Shoemaker was a first round pick?
No. Judd?
I don't think he was. No.
According to Baseball Reference, he was undrafted.
Yeah, well, there's a reason for that.
So he went to Eastern Michigan University and apparently was not drafted. That's maximizing your career right there. Undrafted to a
Yeah,
9-year
good for
major
him.
league career.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then he ripped the Twins, which was hilariously funny because it got him released.
Is he with someone right now?
I don't know what the shoe's doing. Is Bailey still in baseball?
Oh,
I don't think so.
I can't imagine.
I don't think
How many? There's a fun discussion. How many pitchers have the Twins gone scrap heap on in the last 25 years?
Oh,
That
Christ.
basically like never
25 years. Oh, my
never pitched in
God.
the major leags again after they were with the Twins.
Oh, my gosh.
Sounds like a pecking
Like,
order.
did Sidney Ponson ever pitch anywhere else? He probably did.
I think he did.
I feel like if you go back, 25 years
think
is
he did.
perfect. Yeah.
Sidney
No
Ponson.
idea.
Yeah, he pitched a couple more years.
Hernandez kept pitching, right? When
Levon might have
thought-
had a cup of coffee somewhere else.
I thought he went somewhere
Not
else.
Big
What
Billy.
about Kevin
Levon.
Correa?
Yeah, I think he went to the Dodgers
Yeah, he definitely bounced
after the
around.
Twins, and I hate that I have that.
Where did Pelfrey
memory.
go?
Chicago.
That's
He went to
right.
the White Sox.
That's
didn't he?
right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Correa
unbelievable.
Correa went to the Dodgers for 9 games, and then the next season he was with the Phillies for 5. Combined ERA between those two teams of like 7.5, and then he was out of baseball.
The Padres signed and got some use from Marquis.
Jason Marquis.
Jason
yeah.
Marquis went because that's such a pitcher. Petco is such
it's
a good
perfect for him.
pitcher friendly park that Jason Marquis actually had some decent starts
Amazing.
after he was awful here.
What
Oh,
a
this game would be a
great
great game
rabbit hole.
because the Metrodome stuff is just rich with just awful pitching.
We should
Scotty
definitely
Aldred,
do. We
right?
should definitely do this at some point. All right, let's stop talking about the Twins' crappy scrap heap pitchers and turn our attention to Purple Daily. You can find that every single day leading up to our Surly Draft Party on Thursday, April 28th. We'd love to see as many of you as possible. More details on Purple Daily, but this has been Mackie and Jed. We're bringing Pecking Order back tomorrow, too. Executive decision by the executive producer, bringing back Pecking Order every Tuesday. We'll see you guys tomorrow.